How under construction apartments cost you more than ready to move? A lot of home buyers are asking this question ever since I said it in one of the podcasts that it's better to buy a ready to move apartment as it is never a costly proposition as perceived by the home buyers at large. Compared to under construction, a ready to move apartment is loaded with execution assurance, peace of mind, and almost no additional burden. I am Ravi Sinha, and this question is being raised by not just the critics within the built environment of Indian real estate this time, who love to hate my critical take on the sector. A number of concerned home buyers too asked me in the comment section of the podcast to delve deeper for their better understanding. Well, let me first address the issue from the standpoint of policy level. Real estate, being a capital intensive business, has been allowed to operate on a sell and build model. This is the only product and costliest product for an average Indian, and it is being bought much before the product is even ready. The policymakers on their part rather tacitly promote the sell and build model through liberal bank lending to under construction properties, right? If the government's idea is to promote the under construction properties in the name of channelizing economy and creating jobs through real estate sector, then there should be no GST on under construction properties. I am not even questioning as how real estate falls under goods and services. I am also not questioning as to how dual taxation is imposed on the acquisition of a basic need like a house through GST and then stamp duty. All that I am saying is that if real estate attracts GST, then why on under construction and not ready to move? If real estate projects fall under goods and services during the construction life cycle, then how come it changes when the product is ready? Issues that need to be looked at. What is the incentive of buying an under construction apartment for an average Indian? Why should not one buy a ready to move apartment? What are the cost and other implications of buying an under construction property vis-a-vis a ready to move property? And it is here that the poor home buyers have been brainwashed with imaginary incentive of lower prices at the initial stages of construction. The influence peddling is so deep rooted that it also plays with the psychology of home buyers to create a FOMO, fear of missing out, and the home buyers get trapped in the cartel of builders, brokers, and banks. Hi, thank you all for subscribing our channel and posting your comments. I appreciate. Trust me, I take time to read all the comments, and I take your comments, feedback, and queries with due professional seriousness. I would continue to make video on the topics and questions raised in the comments section as I aspire to make this platform dialogue driven. May I request you all to subscribe this channel and keep posting your comments. Our mail ID is given in the description, and you are also free to ask questions through your short and crisp video. I will try my best to take your video queries and reply it in the subsequent video. Let's make this channel unique and dialogue driven. Thank you. The very same bank that won't lend the builder due to his credibility issues, or if lend, then lend at exorbitant 13 to 18% interest per annum, will lend to the home buyers for the same project at 8 to 9% interest. But this is one area that is for discussion some other day. An under construction property comes with the attached risk of execution uncertainty, project delays, mismatch in promise and performance. And what is the reward? Well, they would say an under construction property is cheaper than a ready to move property, right? Mind you, I am only evaluating the prospects from the standpoint of an average Indian home buyer. This is the buyer who in almost all the cases can afford to buy only one house in his lifetime. I am not at all addressing the concerns of the investors here. They have their own valid reasons to park money with an under construction property, often at a discounted price in terms of bankable transactions. Let's do a mathematics to explain this further. A home buyer buying an apartment at the price of say 1 crore has to pay an upfront 20% from his own savings to get bank finance. Then he also has to pay 5% GST on the property. So he is in a sense paying 25 lakhs and would wait for another 5 years to get possession of his dream home. Now, even if I discount 15-20 years of home loan interest, which he would anyway pay, there is execution uncertainty and mismatch in promise and performance always hanging over his head. Looking at it purely from the finance angle at this point of time, if one does not buy now and puts this upfront money of say 20 lakhs into basic bank FTs, one would get roughly 8 lakhs as compounded annual growth rate return with 7% interest paid. Add to it 5 lakh rupees that one saves when buying a ready to move property. And last but not the least, 5 additional years of dual burden of rent plus EMI. Even if a nominal 25,000 rent, normally a property worth 1 crore gets around 25,000 rent. Even if a nominal rent is saved per month for 5 years when buying a ready to move property, the amount is a whopping 15 lakhs. So an under construction property comes with an additional baggage of 8 lakh that you earn with your deposit plus 5 lakhs at GST plus 15 lakh. Now altogether the amount is 28 lakhs. But the same under construction property that cost 1 crore would be somewhere around 1.3 to 1.4 crore with a generalized prevailing appreciation in the range of 6 to 7% compounded annual growth rate. How much difference is there? Some 10-15 lakh, and that saves you from all the troubles and execution risks. Mind you, I have only calculated 7% fixed deposit interest over the initial down payment amount of 20 lakh. If you are smart with money management and manage to make some 10-12%, then the upfront amount of 20 lakhs can easily turn into 35 lakhs in the given 5 years of time. So in this case, the ready to move apartment would actually be less costly and also saves you from execution risk and mismatch of promise and performance. There is one more piece of advice for those who are going for under construction properties. Forget the financial calculations. You may repent buying an under construction property for your own usability reasons also. In the next 5 odd years, normally people buy house around 30, 35, 40 years of age. So in the next 5 odd years, your requirements might change. Your financial conditions might change for better or worse. And then you would evaluate the cost and benefit to only sulk buying on your impulse. Is there any flip side of buying a ready to move apartment? The only flip side is you may not get the same floor or same corner unit that was once available at the initial stages of launch. But then it's your money and it's your choice. I can only advise that buying an under construction property does not make any financial or logical sense. It's much better to buy a ready to move property, and if you evaluate your cost and benefit, then you will realize that buying a ready to move property is never a costly proposition as told to you by various vested interests ranging from builders, brokers to banks. I rest my case. Thanks for watching.